I talk to, it's hard to read all of the criticism. Even if you try to stay away from it, if your mom or your brothers or somebody's reading it, and then they might tell you. How does that information get to you if you don't want to know about it, but you're still going to hear about it?
Yeah, it's tough. You have to have thick skin, and I think it comes with the territory of being a quarterback and going through this process. But if it doesn't come from someone that directly has an impact on me, like Coach Cristobal, Coach Arroyo, or even my parents, then I don't give too much credit to it. And I think that's pretty important because there's so much being said about everyone at any given moment, and you got to find out what's important and what has value and what doesn't. You have to separate them like that.
But when you're called unfailingly polite, how do you respond to that?
I would say that if they knew me, I'm probably not too polite, and especially if you ask my brothers and some of my friends, they'd probably tell you differently.
But that's not a bad thing to be polite, is it? Your mom must go, oh, that's a wonderful thing for you to hear.
I think she's probably pretty proud of it.
Unfailingly
this
polite.
I think it's tough.
What do you use that first paycheck on? Is there any big splurge here?
I'll probably save it or help my parents out with whatever they need. I've never really been big into spending things and buying things, but I'll probably save it or help them out.
Well, if they haven't paid off the house, that'd be a pretty cool thing.
Could be pretty helpful.
Oh, yeah. That's where, you know what, you don't get them anything until you can pay off the house, and then you just say, hey, by the way, put a big red bow on the house, and it's yours. See, I'm going to help you out here. I know you got agents, you got people helping you here, but I can help you. I can be your sensei. I can be your Mr. Miyagi and help you out with all of this stuff because you're going to need it. Need it the first couple of years there. Yeah, pretty.
It'll be tough.
The thing that you do better than the other quarterbacks in the draft is what?
I think that's a tough question. I would say that I haven't spent enough time, and unfortunately we're not given enough time every week to completely study the other quarterbacks, so I can't tell you what I do exactly better than them because I haven't watched enough of them. But what I can tell you is what I think I do well myself, and I think I pride myself on preparation, and I really go into each week, and I know exactly what we're going to do and going to have a good shot at what the opponent's going to do. And I think arm strength is another thing that I've got, and I think that both those things are pretty important to the quarterback position. It's amazing that Joe Burrow and Tua and Jordan Love all told me the things that they do better than you. They couldn't wait. So that's odd that you don't want to. Apologize. The performance in the Rose Bowl, that was pretty emotional for you. Why do you think it was so emotional when, at the end of that game? I think from going 4-8 our freshman year and losing so many guys and going through 3 head coaches, and it was the same group of guys that I came in with and wanted to finish this year out. And one of the big reasons I decided to come back and just to be there and be in the stadium and just kind of have a couple moments to myself and kind of look around and reflect. I didn't think it got any better than that. And to be able to celebrate with those guys, with the teammates, with our coaches, with the city of Eugene and the state of Oregon, it was a pretty special moment. Yeah, and you grow up not very far from campus, and you have people in your family tree who played there, and then you run for 3 touchdowns. I mean, a pretty emotional moment. I could imagine that. But hey, you're going to have a lot of moments ahead of you, and we wish you luck. And certainly with that William Campbell Trophy, you've already been a big winner here, the academic Heisman winner. What more could you ask for? Thank you. Yeah. Justin, thank you for joining us, and good luck on draft night. Appreciate it. Thank you. That's Justin Herbert. I can't help but think that it's the next Matt Stafford. Like, he sort of sounds like him, size-wise, probably athleticism, arm, the whole thing. I don't know. Just get that Matthew Stafford feel with Justin Herbert. I was also looking at some of the numbers with him in what he did against good competition. Because there's, everybody's going to have their issues with him. Is he consistent enough? Can he make all the throws? He's a great athlete here. Over the past 2 seasons, Justin Herbert had strong numbers versus the toughest opponents. So his numbers against top 25 teams since 2011, 65.5% completion percentage, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions,
4 rushing touchdowns, including the 3 in the Rose Bowl in the win against Wisconsin. What hurts him is the line of quarterbacks, predecessors at Oregon. Chris Miller, Achilles Smith, Joey Harrington, Marcus Mariota, Dennis Dixon also. I thought Dennis Dixon was going to be a good pro. I really enjoyed watching him. But, if you look at Mariota, you look at Chris Miller, Achilles Smith, Joey Harrington, they had a combined record of 92 and 154. Now, I know you've had different coaches in there, and that's not fair to Justin Herbert. But I think there's just, it's like safeties with Alabama. Like, scouts will tell you that, sometimes you're skeptical on what, certain players at certain positions at certain schools. And, maybe that hurts him a little bit there. But Marcus Mariota was a wonderful college quarterback. And he still has that potential to be a good quarterback in the NFL. We'll get to more phone calls here. Great Al Michaels is going to join us coming up. Wonder if he has any advice for us with the possibility we may be sued by Tom Brady. I did hear from somebody who said, lawyer, challenge the filing as not unique and already used. That would extend the review time and provide even more time in filings. The filings would be great content. Hey, I got LegalZoom on my side. That's all I need. But I get these. I love how he says content, because that we joke about, it's great content. All else fails. Hey, it's great content. Yeah, it's the pre-lawsuit sale for Tampa Bay. Go to danpatrick.com. Al Michaels will join us coming up next here. Dan and the Danettes Dan Patrick Show. Thanks for listening to the Dan Patrick Show podcast. Be sure to catch us live every weekday morning, 9 to noon Eastern or 6 to 9 Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. Find your local station for the Dan Patrick Show at foxsportsradio.com or stream us live every day on the iHeartRadio app by searching FSR.
If you're an audiophile who knows the difference between bit rate and bit depth, you know Obsession. If you call yourself an aficionado, you probably know more about art than some artists do. And in the same way a metalhead knows every guitar solo to a classic power ballad, at Lexus, they're absolutely consumed with tuning every inch of a pure sport sedan. What is this fanatical behavior, you ask? It's called going all in. And the more all in you go, the better it gets. Which is why they went as far as building an entirely new test track for a new level of handling and responsiveness, and why they designed it with curves as sharp as the corners it can maneuver around. This is the result of Lexus's obsession, the new Lexus IS, all in on the sport sedan, proving once again, the greater the obsession, the greater the reward. Learn more at lexus.com/IS.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 4444 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 4444. Enjoy.
So here we are. The kitchen is still under construction. I believe takeout will be available soon. But in the meantime, what can I tell you? The Domino's truck knows where we live. And that's about the story. And then the great Linda Michaels, who cooked a lot when we were first married many moons ago, is back in the kitchen. Back in the kitchen with Dinah, and here we are. So right now, my weight is very, very steady at this point. I'm very happy because I'm going out and walking about 8 miles a day. So I'm training for the Olympic race walking competition in 2021, and whenever we're going to have it. But you know what, Dan? I wake up this morning and I'm thinking to myself, well, number one, I woke up a little early because I had to be on with you, obviously, out here on the West Coast. So for you, I will do anything.
Thank you.
But I keep thinking that it's Groundhog Day. I wake up and I'm going, damn, it's the same day. And for how many days in a row now? Mm. And it's gotten to the point, Dan, where I don't know whether it's April or July or November or 2023. It's all the same. It runs together. And that's
what are you watching?
What am I watching? I'll tell you what. So obviously, like everybody else in the country, I went to Tiger King, and I loved it. It was unreal. Then I watched McMillions on HBO, I guess it is, or I don't know where it is. One of them, HBO or Netflix.
Yeah.
And watched that. And, after Tiger King, it was hard to sit through all of it because nothing's as good as Tiger King at this particular point. But it was fine, lasted till the end, and that was worth it. Watched a couple of Larry David episodes. Oh, and then I'll tell you what I did. I hadn't seen it since it came out in 94, 95. I watched Pulp Fiction. And you forget, if you haven't seen a movie in 25 years, how many incredible scenes there are, the script, the dialogue, the acting. So I watched that. But I'll tell you what I do every morning. I wake up, and just for a little pick-me-up and to make me feel a little bit better, and I mentioned this to Mike Tirico on his show the other day, so this is not breaking news. But I wake up and I go to YouTube, and if I'm not looking for you, what I will do is I will search Don Rickles. And there must be 100 to 150 Don Rickles skits with Carson, Letterman, Leno, Kimmel, with Donnie and Marie. Believe it or not, he's on the Donnie and Marie show. And I watched that for about a half hour. And as the doctors will tell you, and I don't know whether it's Doc Rivers or Dr. Zhivago or Dr. J, but the doctors will tell you that laughter dilates your vessels, your blood vessels, and your arteries. So what's better than that, Dan? So my suggestions to all of the Danettes and all of the Danette audience is to type in Don Rickles when we get off the phone here and enjoy yourself for half an hour.
Any sports that you're watching?
There's nothing to watch, but so the irony is I go to the NFL Network the other day, and I can't watch myself because I've done those games, and I just can't sit there and watch it again, and I'm too critical of myself. So, but I'm doing the Super Bowl with Chris. I think it was Philly, New England. I think that was the game. And then there's one with John Madden, Pittsburgh, Arizona. And then I go over to the NHL Network, and they're playing the movie Miracle. And then I go to the MLB Network, and I'm doing Game 7 of the '88 playoffs, Dodgers. And
these are good problems to have, Al.
But Dan, here's the thing, and you know it as well as I. So one of my great friends is Tom Werner, who owns the Red Sox, and he and Marcy Carsey formed the Carsey Werner production company, and they did the Cosby Show and the Roseanne Show, and Tom's a great guy. So we're walking through the neighborhood the other day, and Marcy Carsey lives a couple of blocks away. So we decide that we're going to call her to see if she wants to come out and walk with us. So she'd already walked, but she comes to the front gate, and we're standing several feet apart. And she says, "What are you up to?" I said, "Well, I don't know what. I'm up to nothing, but I'm on television more than anybody in history." And I said, "I don't see one residual or one royalty."
Wow.
And Marcy, of course, I said, "Marcy, I'm standing by the mailbox." I said, "Can I open this up and see how many residuals you got today?" So anyway, Dan, that's where I am. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I feel fortunate that we get to do this. Fritzy's at home, McLovin's at home, Seaton's at home, but Paulie and I are here, and a very scaled-down crew. But I talked to Hank Aaron this week, Jack Nicklaus this week, Jim Nantz this week, you this week. I mean, we're trying to do whatever normal is. We're trying to do it. So I feel lucky. I do. I feel very lucky here.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing things. I mean, think about this. The other day, FaceTime is great, so I'm totally into that now. You used to call people audio only, and now it's just at FaceTime. I didn't realize how simple it was. And believe it or not, you ready who was on FaceTime? our man Bob Costas.
Whoa! Wait, he's got a flip phone.
No, he does, but Bob Costas, who very recently had a rotary dial phone, and then he was on a party line, and then he went to a flip phone, and then apparently